This is why I never trust anybody off of Roblox. A few years ago on Roblox, when I started playing Roblox, I would join a bunch of games and friend everybody in the game. I would even join different servers to friend more people. But this one time, I joined a server and I was very interested in the game, so I didn't friend anybody in that one. But I got a friend request from a girl named Ladybug134. Her name sounded very cool at the time, in my opinion, and I accepted it. Then I left the game to start chatting with her. She started chatting with me about saying, can I make a group chat with you and my friend on Roblox? I said, sure, why not? Because I meant more friends. Then in the group chat, I was saying hi, hello, and stuff like that, and the weird little XDs, emojis, and stuff like that. I was getting kind of confused because nobody else was talking in the chat. You will not believe what they chatted. Like for part 2. Part 2, sorry for the long wait. When I opened up the group chat, I got really nervous because it said, I know where you are. I started getting scared because it was 2 people knowing where I live. So I unfriended both of them and blocked them. I joined the same game and got another friend request from somebody. This time, the name was LadyMan256 because in the beginning it was Ladybug. So, I don't know. I accepted it because at the time, like I said, I thought having a lot of friends was cool. They chatted me linking my email. I got really nervous. When I clicked the email, it had pictures of me. I kept on getting spam accounts from my phone messages, and it kept on saying, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And I'm guessing it's because I blocked them. Like for part 3. Part 3 up right now. By the way, thank you for all the support. The next day, I got a call from an anonymous number. I was confused, but I still answered it. At the time, I was younger, so I didn't really notice. When I answered, it was like a robot keep on repeating, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I got really scared and I hung up. I screenshotted the number just in case I would need it as evidence or proof. Because at the time, I thought I was doing something very smart. I kept on getting the same calls that kept on saying, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I know I did something really bad. To the point where I got so scared I had to tell my parents. I told my mom and she didn't really believe me at first. And then I showed her the picture of the proof of the photo that had the number of the anonymous number. Then she called it. You will not believe what the anonymous number said to her. Like for part 4. Part 4. Thank you for waiting. When my mom got the number, it took a little bit for the number to answer. But then it finally answered. And the number said, I know who you are. We've been together for a long time. I'm not sure if they meant together in a relationship or as friends. But I'm going to say as friends. I got very confused because I didn't know who it was and I would have understood their voice if I knew them. But maybe they had some high-tech technology that changed their voice. But then the number hung up immediately and started texting my mom. It kept on saying, I'm done with your daughter, but now I'm not done with you. I got really scared for my mom because I kind of got her into something. I didn't want to get her into anything because this would all be my fault. Like for part 5. And by the way, thank you for all this support. Part 5, the last part. After the anonymous number was texting my mom, I'm done with your daughter, but I'm not done with you, she kept on getting fake emails from stores that she liked. For example, Walmart, Old Navy, or even Fashion Nova. She clicked on the Old Navy one. Then it said put in your email and your password, and she put it in because it said if you do it, you get a free discount. Then when it was done, there was a badge on the side that had a smiley face. Then her phone immediately turned off. When she got back in her phone, my friend was calling her. It was weird because my friend was calling her, not calling me. And she asked my mom if I can come over. Then my mom told me, and I obviously said yes because we were friends. When I went over her house, we wanted to play Roblox together. When she was on there, she joined my game, but not on her real account. She joined the game as Ladybug234. And that's why I don't trust anybody off of Roblox.
Sometime around the end of my senior year of high school, me and my friends decided we were going to go get our nails done. We went to a nail salon that we had been to several times before, and after they had finished our nails, they sent us over to the drying station at the back of the nail salon. When we sat down, I noticed that there was a box sitting on top of the drying station and little papers next to it. I asked the nail tech what it was for, and he said it was a raffle to win a free at-home facial for me and 5 friends, plus a chance to win an entire kit of makeup. After picking up and reading one of the forms, I realized that it was for a makeup company that I had bought and used things from before. So my friend and I decided to enter. About a week later, I ended up getting a text message from the lady who started the raffle saying that I had won. She said she wouldn't be able to do the facials unless I had a group of 5 or more people that were willing to participate, and that she would be coming to my house and we would do it in my home. I knew lots of people in my town that worked for and with this company, so I went ahead and set up the appointment. Go to part 2. After the lady had contacted me saying that I had won the facials, we went ahead and set up an appointment. When she came to my house, she set up all of her things, and then she had everyone there fill out a short survey about their skin type and the types of problems they had with their skin. Then she decided what type of facial we would all be receiving, and we pretty much all got a different one. Because I had won the raffle, she told me that I would get to keep all of the skincare products she used on me and pick out 3 free makeup products. Everything went well until the next morning. When I woke up, my face was extremely dry and I noticed my skin starting to look a little flaky. I tried to keep moisturizer on my face as much as possible, but over the next week, it just kept getting worse. I contacted the lady and she assured me that she had never seen anything like that happen and it must have been a reaction to something else, but it certainly wasn't her products. However, my skin continued to peel, and what started as just a small patch around my nose was now over my entire face. I ended up actually having to go to the doctor's office, and they told me that I was 100% allergic to whatever is in that facial. When I first started doing makeup, I was still in high school. That means that I did a lot of homecoming and prom makeup. At the very beginning, I would only do makeup for people that I knew personally or that were close friends. But after the second year of me doing makeup, I started having people that I had never even met before reach out and ask me to do their makeup. I guess it's also important to note here that I went to a pretty big high school and my graduating class was almost 500 people. But anyways, I got a DM on Instagram from this girl asking me if I could do her homecoming makeup. We had mutual friends, so she wasn't completely a stranger, but I had never met her before. Before the day of homecoming rolled around, I reached out to her and let her know that I would be charging $20 and she could pay in cash or through Venmo. She agreed to pay the $20 and then sent me pictures of the makeup look she wanted. Flash forward to the day of homecoming, I had about 6 people I was doing makeup for and people were coming in and out of my house like crazy. When this girl showed up for her appointment, I noticed that she didn't have her wallet or anything with her in her hand. But at this point in me doing makeup, I hadn't figured out how to ask for payment politely beforehand. Even though at the beginning I was already skeptical, I went ahead and did her makeup anyway. When I finished doing her makeup, she stood up and was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go now. I'm sure you have other people to get to. Bye." And before I could stop her, she was already out the door. Every other person I had done makeup for that day had already paid me, so I wasn't super worried about getting paid right away. But then I saw her the next Monday at school and I asked her if she realized that she hadn't paid me for her makeup on Saturday. She acted like she had no idea what I was talking about, but said if I still wanted her to pay me, just to text her after school. I texted her and sent her my Venmo code, but she never paid me. I decided just to let it go because this had never happened before. Later that school year, prom came around and I started having people ask me to do their makeup for that. And what do you know, she DMs me. I told her this time the price would be $30 and I would still be accepting cash or Venmo, but to please have the payment ready before I started her makeup. When she came to my house on the day of prom to get her makeup done, she did not have her payment ready. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I told her if she couldn't pay, I couldn't do her makeup.
Okay, here is the biggest scandal that happened at my school. Just a disclaimer, I wasn't at the school when this happened. I think attended the year or two after, but we all kept hearing about it for a long time. Okay, so at my high school, before I started attending there was a principal. Duh. And he was known for being very eccentric and performing acts of hypnosis on students. He would come into psychology classes, I think lunchrooms and stuff like that to perform it on students. I guess it was meant to be like a fun thing? Like, look how cool our principal is. Unfortunately, and the way that I understand that this happened is that the principal asked the student to come into his office. I guess the student wasn't performing well in school, and so he hypnotized him. Again, from my understanding, a few days later, the kid killed himself. Gosh, I hope this doesn't get taken down. This became national news. It is fair to say that that principal doesn't work there anymore. We got a new principal. So when I started going to school there, we kept hearing everything that had happened before. But also our new principal was very into magic. He would do card tricks and perform shows and do things like that.
Today, when me and my 2-year-old little boy went into Dollar Tree, there was a woman there and she had 2 little boys with her. They looked about 9 or 10 years old. They were in there playing like they were at a playground going crazy, but not my kids, not my business. That has nothing to do with me. Until they ended up getting closer to me and my little boy and ended up bumping into my little boy and knocking him down. Not only did they knock him down, one of the little boys ended up crushing my son. So my mother instincts kicked in and I ended up jacking the little boy up and snapping on the mom. Please know I did not purposely go over and yank a little boy. The little boy bumped into my son, fell on my son, rolled over my son's whole body, including his head, and stayed there. So I yanked him up. Yes, I did. After I yanked him up, I turned to his mother and I snapped on his mother and I told her she needed to watch her kids. Her kids shouldn't even be in the store playing like that. So she snapped back and told me if I was watching my son better, he wouldn't have been in their way. That's when things got worse because what? My son was just standing there. So me and her going back and forth. People are watching. She ends up putting her finger in my face. That's a no-no. So I grabbed her finger and I bent it. Yes, I did. So she goes crazy after that. She starts like telling the manager of the store he needs to get the police and going crazy. She ended up knocking stuff down off shelves. I see where her kids get it from. So the manager at Dollar Tree ends up calling the police. The lady was saying that she was going to press charges on me for bending her finger that she put in my face. But whatever. So fast forward, the police end up showing up. And it's crazy because one of the officers used to work at the high school I went to. I knew him, he knew me. It was crazy. But anyways, they end up separating us, getting our side of the story. They even went as far as looking at the surveillance video at Dollar Tree. And then there was a witness there. He seen everything that happened and he was on my side. So anyways, they ended up asking me if I wanted to press charges on her for putting her finger in my face. But I declined because she had her kids. Anyways, they ended up running our names and she ended up having a warrant. She ended up getting arrested. At that point, I wanted to go. I don't know what happens to her kids, but this whole situation could have been avoided if she would have controlled them.